Yeah, I can't help but reflect on how much better Dying Light 1 is compared to Dying Light 2. Um, Dying Light, I mean, Dying Light is just like you hear the music in the background. You know, like the music design. Uh, like when you go to the downtown area in Dying Light 2, like there's hardly like you'll be running through the streets and there is literally no noise whatsoever. It's just you'll hear the creaking of skyscrapers. You won't hear any music. You won't hear no atmospheric noises, no nothing. It's just dead, absolutely dead. No wind. It's disappointing. It creates a very stale experience, in my opinion, with no, I mean the lack of sound design in the game, in my opinion, it's kind of sad. And I've always felt that way. Like my first impression of Dying Light 2, the one thing that I noticed right off the bat is the sound design in that game, and the music was not, it was not up to par with with the first game. It wasn't. It was pretty obvious. So whoever worked on the second game was not the same person who worked on the first game. Whoever worked on the second game did not work on the first game. Um, the parkour feels so much better in this game too. Uh, Crane just moves. He moves right. And I feel like I have a lot more control over what he's doing. I get so freaking tired of getting stuck in these ridiculous animations in the second game when you're trying to get Aiden to do something, and he gets stuck in these ridiculous freaking animations. You can't break out of it. I mean, with Crane, I can turn on a dime if I need to. And I really appreciate that kind of freedom. It's very useful. Um, Zombie physics in this game, of course, it goes without saying, is superior. Like, the design of the zombies in this game, like, it's not even a question. They're so much better. This world feels lived in. You know, it doesn't matter if it's Rise's men or if it's just straight up bandits. When they're on the street, like they're fighting. Like they'll be fighting zombies. They might notice you, but the zombies are the immediate threat, and they will do whatever it takes to try to survive that. And then of course if they do survive it, then they'll come after you, right? But not before. They're not going to try to come after you before that. But in Dying Light 2, like bandits and renegades will literally push zombies out of their way to come get you. And that's okay because the zombies will push them out of the way to come after you. In the streets of Haran, everything feels more alive. Ironically enough, the zombies themselves feel more organic. The city of Haran looks and feels a lot more realistic. It's gritty. It's look, if you're stupid enough to be fighting that thing, that's your business. I don't want no part of it. But yeah, this game is so it's so much better. It's so much better that Techland is even talking about re-implementing some of the parkour mechanics from this game into 2. How about that? I mean, think about that. Like they are thinking about overhauling their parkour to where it feels like you're playing Dying Light 1, right? A little more. Because no matter how many excuses they made, at the end of the day, they know that Aiden's movements, it doesn't feel good. It's too slow. There's way too many slow-mo moments. Uh, the uh, the frickin' the different moves that Aiden does, it's like there's too many animations in them. It doesn't feel good at all. Now, if they would just fix that stupid thing with the renegades and bandits, like how stupid they are, if they would stop renegades and bandits in the street. Well, first of all, there's way too many. There are way too many renegades and bandits in the streets. It's almost like you're not even in a zombie apocalypse. It's annoying. It's annoying how many human enemies are on the streets at any given moment. It's ridiculous. That drop kick is so good. It's so tight, right? Uh, I love it. That shit is on point. Yeah, I mean it's gonna take a little time for Dying Light 2 to get there, but I can't even bring myself to play that game because I know for a fact that even if I took the time to reinstall it on my PlayStation, I'm just gonna get bored with it. It's gonna be so quiet, barely any zombies growling. I'm gonna have nothing but frickin' bandits and renegades chasing me 3 blocks, with that stupid, "Hey, fucker, come back here. I'm gonna get you. It's all over now. Come here, you fucker." It's like, yeah, in a European city, by the way. This is supposed to be a European city, and every thug has the same hillbilly line. "I'm gonna get you now. Come here, fucker. It's all over for you." Woohoo! Like, is that supposed to be some kind of dig? Really? Is this supposed to be some kind of dig or some kind of political dig? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to speculate too hard on that, but it does kind of feel like it's an Easter egg dig, a political dig. I'm not going to get into that, but after, oh gosh, 600 hours playing that game, hearing hearing those bandits say the same thing over and over again. They all say the same thing, right? It's annoying, but seeing so many of them out on the streets, in the streets is supposed to be like a dead area, right? You don't want to be out there, but they're out there all the time. And the only time it seems like there's a real threat on the streets of Villador is when Aiden is on the ground. Then everything and everyone wants a piece of his sweet ass. It's so unrealistic. I don't think that'll ever change. But the New Frontier DLC sounds promising. It might have me, I mean, it's got my interest peaked. But I can't deal with Dying Light 2 anymore. I can't deal with it. There's really nothing to do in that game. The side quests are mediocre. The side quests in that game aren't nearly as good as side quests in this game. The parkour doesn't feel as good. Um, the world doesn't feel as alive and as engaging as this world does. Yeah, it's a huge step down. And I keep hearing about these improvements, but every time I load the game up and I check it out, I still see the same stuff that makes that game nowhere near as good as this one. So, yeah, And you know what? Even Techland agrees. They agree so much, they're going to start making Aiden move more like Crane because even they know that the game is not nearly as good as Dying Light 1. They know it isn't. As far as that community event goes, the one where they were super successful, what they had a number, and the community number was almost twice as much as what it was supposed to be, and that's showing that Dying Light 2 is finally coming back. No, it's not. Techland was already caught before. They were already caught cheating at those community numbers, making it look better than it really was. All right, they're just trying to hype the game up because they know Dead Island 2 is fixing to come out. And I think it's funny that Dead Island 2 got delayed a little bit, and during their recent gameplay, they showed that your character can do like this really cool zombie rage thing. Like you build up enough rage points and then you can turn into like a raging zombie. And I bet you anything they put that in the game because they saw how many people were complaining that Aiden in this game, they thought he should be able to do that, and he does not get to do that unless it's story. It's a story event. So the developers over at Dead Island decided, oh, well, we can put that in our game, right? Yeah. So I find it funny. I wonder how many Easter eggs from Dying Light 2 are going to have found their way into Dead Island 2. I'm going to be very, I'm going to be watching. I'm going to be watching how many Easter eggs from Dying Light 2 end up in Dead Island 2. The zombie rage thing, I think, is one that they already showed us. So we'll have to wait and see. Am I right? But anyway, yeah, that's my 2 cents. I had done a similar video a while back where, um, the Dying Light 2, why Dying Light 2 really actually sucks. And I still get comments on that. So a lot of people feel that way. Some people don't. Some people really enjoy Dying Light 2. And they should. It's not a terrible game, but it's not the game it was supposed to be, and it's certainly not the game it could be. Everything that Techland learned from the years they spent with this game, we have every right to have expected better out of them. There is no excuse. They're supposed to be veterans, but to be honest, probably not, because so much of the talent that made this game left Techland during the development of Dying Light 2. And again, we've said that before, right? And we'll also say it again. It shows. It shows the talent in this game did not make it into the second game, did it? From the sound design, the zombie design, the side quests, um, even the main story is brain dead as the main story feels sometimes. It fits because it feels like it's a love letter to those of us who grew up on George Romero movies. It's an old zombie. You feel like you're in a zombie movie, George Romero movie. Sometimes, uh, I mean, this game is just gushing with atmosphere and charm that the second game will never capture. So, yes, this is once again a video. This is why Dying Light 2 actually sucks. Part 2. You're welcome. You all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, and I will catch you on the flip side.